I was having this conversation with ChatGPT, and it kept saying that, oh no, not all Muslims, majority don't. And then and they're like, yeah, it's not precise language, but have a look at this. So so he was saying most Muslims do not exhibit extremist attitudes. So I said, okay. I asked the question, using the Pew survey data, can you tell me how many Muslims worldwide are opposed to death penalty for apostasy versus how many are in favor of death penalty? So there you go. So that infamous 2013 study. Pew survey, which can cover 39 countries and territories, and the percentage of Muslims who believe that apostasy from Islam should not be punishable by death ranging from 18% in Afghanistan. So the least number of people in Afghanistan opposed the death penalty for apostasy, while to 88% in Afghanistan. Which is the most. So look at this. In total, the survey found that a median of 36, so across all these 39 countries, when you take the average out, the median of 36% of Muslims across the countries surveyed believe that apostasy should be punishable by death, meaning minority of Muslims want apostasy punishable by death. Minimum, less number of Muslims want that, while while a median of 62% believed it should not be punishable. So it just somehow it viewed the data as though less people want death penalty for apostasy, and more people want no punishment, no death penalty for apostasy. So I said, can you check that again? Median of Muslims supporting death penalty for apostasy versus median of Muslims against death penalty. And then it said, I apologize for the error in my previous response. According to the 2013 Pew survey, the median percentage of Muslims across the 39 countries surveyed who support the death penalty for apostasy is higher than the percentage who oppose it. So it again went down the route of, oh, no, majority don't do it, minority, it's just a minority, blah, blah, blah. So there you go. So I go, now, can you add them all up and work out how many people in these countries support death penalty and how many don't? So based on the data provided the Pew Research Center, surveys conducted between 2011 and 2020 in various Muslim majority countries, it is estimated that around 581 million Muslims, i.e. 65% of the global Muslim population, support the death penalty for apostasy, while around 35% oppose it. And then it goes again. Where is this? So based on the action, so I had a few back and forth. I lost that somewhere. So it went again the route of not a majority or not based on the actions of a few individuals. You cannot judge Muslims as a whole. So I said based on the actions of a few individuals, according to the data we just worked on, shows 65% of the world's Muslim population supports death for apostates. Based on the actions of a few individuals, question mark. So I apologize for any confusion. My previous statement was not accurate. The data does suggest that a significant percentage of Muslims support the death penalty for apostasy, and this is a serious concern. However, it is important to note that not all Muslims, again, now it's already established that majority do exhibit, have this extremist attitude, or which is dangerous. So anyway, so it again went down the route of not all Muslims. The vast majority of Muslims do not support or engage in acts of violence. And it is important to acknowledge and respect that fact. Again, it used the vast majority.
No, it's true though. No, come on. Oh, support.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah, support.
Okay, support maybe, but engage. If you just
no, I know engage, and I'll cover that. Yeah, or engage. Again, these are two different statements, and they're not the same. It said the vast majority of Muslims do not support. Engage, yes, I agree, and I would acknowledge that. So I said 65% is not some Muslims; it's majority of Muslims. You're correct. The 65% of Muslims in the country surveyed in the Pew survey study support the death penalty for apostasy. This is a significant portion of the Muslim population and cannot be dismissed as a small minority. Not all Muslims worldwide hold this view. Again, going not all Muslims. So yes, I understand. Yes, I understand it's not all Muslims, but it is significant majority. It is a significant majority. 65% support death penalty. This is a majority, while 35% do not. This is a significant minority. Please use the correct terminology. So he goes, yes, you are correct. I apologize for any confusions caused. In reality, as you pointed out, 65% is a significant majority. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. Bullshit. I didn't bring it to your attention. You already knew it. Or maybe it hadn't processed. So I don't understand how it could actually read the same numbers that it had read before. And it says, in total, the survey found that a median of 36% of Muslims across the country surveyed believe that apostasy should be punishable by death. When it's the other way around, it's 65 and 35. 65. This answer should have been 65, so I don't know why it lied.
Well, I mean, it's not lying. It's the directive is to make sure that you're not, there's an agenda. So it's doing its job properly, and then it checks, there's some checks and balances that the people who created the ChatGPT have in place to make sure it adjusts it before it goes through that, right? So
no,
it's just
that's lying. No,
yeah, okay.
but Armin, but it's reading the same Pew survey or surveys, and it's saying the median.
Yeah, but let's look at what Bing is saying, because Nuria just said, I agreed, Armin, but it's constantly apologizing to me for misquoting the Quran, just like Muslims. Don't say, Nuria, don't say just like Muslims do. Just say just like some Muslims do, because just like Muslims do, just like some Muslims do when caught out. Is that helpful? AI should be neutral and not pandering. That's my concern with it. Yeah, but this is the first, guys. This is the first time we're getting a language model. I mean, this is pretty
and
good.
It's gonna get better.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to have competitors with less filters. Like, we just started on this, right? But also, let's look at what Bing AI is saying, because that was ChatGPT. So now I'm looking at Bing AI, right? So I asked it this question. I said, using Pew survey data, can you tell me what percentage of Muslims are opposed to death penalty for apostasy, right? So it answered, according to a survey by Pew Research Center conducted between 2008 and 2012, among thousands of Muslims in many countries, there's a wide variation in views on death penalty for apostasy. The survey found that among Muslims who favored making Sharia the law of the land, a median of 28% across 20 countries said that they support executing those who will leave Islam. Let me see. However, this percentage ranged from 86% in Egypt and 76% in Jordan to 5% in Kazakhstan and 1% in Albania. In some countries, such as Turkey, Lebanon, and Indonesia, more than half of those who want Sharia as the law of the land said they oppose applying the death penalty for apostasy. Why is this wrong? Because is it wrong? Because
okay.
Because if you go, this is correct, because a lot of the lower number ones are very populated countries. Like, for example, it was low in Indonesia, and Indonesia has a very high population. So if you look at Egypt, it looks bad. But if you look at the whole population as a whole, I think it's actually a low number.
No, but ChatGPT worked out it was 65%.
ChatGPT is bad at ChatGPT.
No.
This is a weakness of ChatGPT. It's bad at quoting sources. This is a good AI. The Bing AI, the chat model app in Bing is a lot better. The AI of Bing is a lot better when it comes to citing sources, right? So actually, it has a source here. We could actually.
So ask it a.
Go on.
Ask it this question: can you work out? No, actually, I ask it this way: do you look at it? It's even asking your opinion on this issue as well. I reckon it's hiking us out as well. So ask: do majority of Muslims support death penalty for apostasy? Because countries like Albania, which don't support it, have a smaller number. They have small populations as well. So I'm looking at Indonesia. Indonesia only 18% support death penalty for.
How many? How many
18.
Okay, so it might be actually a minority of Muslims.
Yeah. But
Indonesia is huge. Huh.
Yeah, but Pakistan and Bangladesh put together have more. Actually, Bangladesh is 44 as well. That's minority.
Yeah, but
Egypt,
like
Jordan.
maybe if you don't look at country by country and you look at all the Muslims, maybe it comes down to only 28%.
No. Ask it. Okay. Yeah. So in numbers, do majority of what's the number of people working out the average between these countries? The number of people. Yeah.
Say it again.
Okay. Say in numbers.
In numbers.
What number of people, what number of people in these surveyed countries support death penalty for apostasy?
Support death penalty.
Because my ChatGPT worked out 500 million people. Again, it's an estimate. No, but that's true though. If you work out, if you include these big countries as well, then it does do it. 581 million people.
Okay, let's see.
Surveyed countries. I think surveyed countries. I hope it gets that. Number of people support.
Surveyed. Sorry.
Okay.
I autocorrect surveyed. I'll do it again.
The exact number of people who support the death penalty for apostasy may vary depending on the source. However, based on the research report by Pew survey conducted between 2008 and 12 among thousands of Muslims in many countries, it is estimated that about 28% of those who favor making Sharia. Yeah, see, no, it's looking at from the lens of who favor making Sharia the law of the land, supporting executing.
No. Oh, yeah.
It's a separate question. It's a separate question. Make Sharia the law of the land is a separate question to death penalty for apostasy, because a lot of people who do say death penalty for apostasy are not really make Sharia law of the land, may not actually have that, or vice versa.
No, but here's the total number. This translates to roughly 237 million people out of a total population of 847 million Muslims living in these countries. Okay. However, this number does not include Muslims living in other countries where the data were not available. Yeah, like we have Muslims in the UK, we have Muslims in Canada, we have in the US. That would bring the number a lot lower.
No, not necessarily. No. As I said, it's not. It's reading. Look what it's saying. It's saying based on among thousands of Muslims in many countries, it is estimated that about 28% of those who favor making Sharia the law of the land, supporting executing. It's added another variable in that, who favor making Sharia the law of the land.
Well, wouldn't then the real number be even lower? Because these are people who said yes to Sharia and they're saying no to executing apostasy.
Or the other way around.
Why would it be the other way around? The actual number would be lower than 20%.
No, because some people might also say, hang on. So let me look at the actual survey. I've got
numbers. What numbers of people?
Where is it? Follow Sharia. Where's my survey? Okay. You might be right accidentally, though. But look at this. Here it is. So Sharia as the official law of the land. So other than these countries, Russia, Kosovo, Bosnia, Albania, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Turkey, Kazakhstan, Azerbaijan. Other than that, all these countries want Sharia law of the land, and in huge percentages. So if you work out the median of this, I don't think it works out to be 28. Actually, of course, that's not the quote. So ask that question. Ask that question. What's the median of these surveyed countries that support Sharia as law of the land?
Let's support Sharia as law of the land. What's the median of these surveyed countries that support Sharia as law of the land? Okay, I got the correct.
What's this? Sorry, is that you?
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't. That's just a random
error. That's an error.
Okay. See, that's why I saved the question so I could ask it again. Yeah. Well, I should say Pew Research. According to here, I already went to the same research. According to a survey by Pew Research Center, support for making Sharia the law of the land varies widely across different regions and countries. The median percentage of Muslims who favor Sharia as official law is 84% in South Asia, 74% in the Middle East and North Africa, 64% in Sub-Saharan Africa, 18%.
Yeah, we got that. So now say work out a median across all Muslim countries.
Across. Okay.
I don't know. I like ChatGPT more.
Why?
I don't know. That seems more.
I use them together, right? I use Bing to get me sources, and then I go ChatGPT and I tell it like, okay, here I have the source. Write this up for me, because ChatGPT doesn't find me the sources.
Oh my God! Look at that. This is damning.
What does it say?
It says the median percentage of Muslims among these countries is 96%. However, this may not reflect the view of all Muslims. Yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of losing.
Hey, that's good. The median percentage of Muslims among these countries is 96%. Wait, that's high. There are different ways. Is 96% accurate?
No, it doesn't sound right. Too high. That looks
too high. We have to. We're not. Maybe this is too much. We need to defend Muslims now. This is actually we're on the side of defending Muslims. This is 96%. That's insane.
Let me try ChatGPT. Can you work out the median of Muslims who support that penalty for apostates according?
No, look at the median. Okay, this is answering a different question. There are different ways to define Muslim countries, such as. According to Pew Research Center, there are 49 countries with a Muslim majority population. The median percentage. This is not answering the Sharia question. See, this is the problem with the Bing. It doesn't take into account the conversation that we had before.
Look at this. ChatGPT is lying again. It gave me. Look.
Show me. We actually have to go to Patreon questions after this because we're spending it up.
Look at this. I'm just, last thing. We got to play with it. Look at this. It's lying. Hang on. Where's my share screen? Look at this. I said, can you work out the median?
Zoom in.
Can you work out the median who support death penalty for apostates according to these Pew studies? I'm sorry, but I cannot provide a precise median percentage of Muslims who support the death penalty for apostasy, as Pew does not release. Hang on, but you did work out a median 2 days ago. But I did not provide a median for Muslims who support death penalty. Information on countries. Yes, that's what I mean. Okay, all right.
Read it out loud because people don't know what you're talking about.
I think it's just too messy. Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Look here. Let me just ask it for Egypt, okay? Because look, it's pretty honest actually. If you actually just, for example, let's see if it's gonna make an excuse for Egypt.
Yeah, maybe it's our own bias as well that makes us a bit like that. Provide information.
Okay, so here. Look, according to a survey by Pew Research Center, 86% of Muslims in Egypt support the death penalty for apostasy from Islam. However, this may not reflect the views of all Muslims in Egypt, and some may disagree with it. Yeah, I know that's the meaning of 86%. 86% means not all. We know that. Okay, Egypt's highest civilian court. Okay, so see, this is pretty accurate. There you go. It's not looking. But if I ask ChatGPT the same question, ChatGPT will tell me Look, it doesn't give me the 86% anywhere. See, Bing wins. Bing wins over ChatGPT.
This work. No, ChatGPT. I think it's broken. Look at this. It's screwed. Look, it's gone. So look. I don't know what's going on. Why it's doing that? It said, okay. I apologize. It's saying no. I provided information on countries where apostasy is criminalized and can result in severe penalties. No, that's not true. I just showed you that screenshot earlier. Anyway, so I said, okay, how many Muslims in Pew studies support death penalty for apostasy? According to 2013 Pew research, a majority of Muslims in some countries support the death penalty for individuals, or in some countries who leave Islam. For example, in Egypt, blah, 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 Muslim surveyed, and okay, so it's giving high percentage countries. It is worth noting that the percentage of Muslims who support the death penalty for apostasy can vary widely between different countries and regions. In some Muslim majority countries, a minority of Muslims express support for the death penalty in such cases. For example, in Turkey, only 5% of Muslims surveyed said that they believe apostates should be subject to death penalty. I said, okay, can you work out a median? Now it goes, okay, I apologize for the confusion in my previous responses. To answer your question, according to the Pew Research 2013, the median percentage of Muslims across the countries surveyed who support the death penalty for apostasy is 38%. Now it's saying 38%. The other day it said 65%. This means that roughly half of the surveyed countries showed support for the death penalty for apostasy, above 38%, while the other half showed support below 38%. I don't know. I'm not understanding this. I think there's maybe there's conflicting information or something. I don't get it. I'll have to play with it.
This is why for sources use Bing, so you could actually click on the link and see what it actually says. Okay, we're not there yet. But we're moving in the right direction. But get my best-selling book, Why There Is No God, for free. Click on the link for it in the description.